Hi, I'm Karen Cubico, and today we're going to talk about another relationship pattern that you can heal through past life regression. It's all about finding that root cause wherever you need to go to do that. And the deeper you go, farther back you go, the deeper you can heal that. Today's pattern is all about not being able to speak, not being heard, and not feeling like you're allowed to even express. Some people in this current life have had issues with parents who slapped them across the face when they spoke out, or were never allowed to express anger, sadness, or anything at all. And in this lifetime, they were just really prevented from speaking in any kind of way and really just not being heard. So they made the habit of just not saying anything and staying quiet. And so if they felt like if they stayed quiet, then they would not get hurt or harmed in any kind of way, whether emotionally or otherwise. It is in chapter 10 from my book, Making True Love, that I give some examples on not being able to speak, not being heard, and not feeling like you're allowed to even express. And root causes found in past lives for that. So I had a woman come to me. She felt like she was not able to express. She had some issues with that based on this current lifetime. And so I took her into a past lifetime. In that lifetime, it was in the 1300s. In her current lifetime, she was very shy and her voice was real low. It was actually almost hard to hear her even speak. She was so hesitant to speak out loud and to talk and communicate in any kind of way. And she was really hoping to work on having a better communication with her girlfriend. So that's why she came to me for help. During her past life regression, she went to a lifetime where she was a male in the 1300s. And in that lifetime, she worked for a king and learned how much of a tyrant he was. And he recognized that the kingdom that he was part of, they weren't really doing things on the up and up. But a lot of the people in the community adored this king. But because he worked there and really knew the king for who they really were. He recognized that he was really not doing things in a very honest way. So one day he decided to not work for the king anymore and to speak out about it. And one of the things that she had spoken out about in that past life as that male is that they were double taxing some of the townsfolk, and those types of things were being told to all the people of the kingdom by her as that past life person, as that male. And so because of all that, he ran away and went to the next town so that he could be safe, because that was kind of a big deal thing to let people know about. And when he was in this other town, the people who worked for the king came and got him and then killed him. So it was really interesting that when she was remembering this lifetime, she had a lot of pain happening in the throat area because she knew she was killed in the throat area in some way in that past lifetime. Which, if you know anything about chakras, when you're speaking and communicating, that has everything to do with the throat chakra, which is about expressing and communicating. So we did a lot of forgiveness work to resolve that, and now her voice actually sounded stronger by the end of that regression. It was really a healing change for her. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I had another woman come to me. She wanted to learn more about how she could better communicate with her husband. She felt like she only could have normal conversations and was feeling like she was never permitted to really express anything outside of a regular normal conversation. Like if she wanted to have an intellectual or a philosophical conversation, there was no discussing it. And it was really from her own perspective that she felt that way. So we went to a past life. She remembered a lifetime where it was several hundred years ago. She was female and she was very interested and very devoted to working with the nature and hearing messages from nature. Some back in that day called it paganism. Now, At the same time, there was a whole movement of Christianity coming through every place and different towns, and it was like a pressure of the government in a sense, and the religious people in charge were pressuring a lot of beliefs, and it was forbidden to do anything to do with paganism, where you were connecting with the plants and the trees and stones and crystals and those types of things, was completely forbidden, to the point that people would be taken away, the books and things that they used would be taken away and burned or somehow destroyed. So what she remembered was her being the wife to this man, and she was very interested in this type of religion, very outspoken about it, and was not aware that some of the people who were in charge that were coming through her town were looking specifically for anyone that was teaching it or talking about it or had books on it or anything like that. And those people would be persecuted for that knowledge and those beliefs, because they were trying to make everyone change their religion in a sense. What happened is that she was outside talking. Other people around her were like, shh, shh, don't say anything. Shh, be quiet. Don't talk about this, that, or anything to do with your beliefs with nature and connecting to that in a very deep spiritual way. She didn't understand that they were around the corner and could maybe hear her talking. And the townspeople were so filled with fear, because fear does all kinds of things to people. And because they were so filled with fear, they were like, stop. And they started hitting at her and stoning her. And then her husband came along. And this is where it got to be kind of a coincidence, where she was afraid to speak in front of her husband. And now she's getting really silenced by the people in this area and this part of her town. And so much fear was in all of them. Her husband came out and said, I'll stop her from talking about that, and then put a knife into her throat. Again, throat chakra area, communication. And so that energy was still left behind from that old trauma from such a long time ago. So then you release that trauma and replace it with pure unconditional love energy to help speak again, to express, and to forgive all those people involved, that person at that time and everything, to help you heal. And that's how you work through a past life when those types of things come up, really. And stay to the end. I have a link to the guided meditation that's included in this book. This meditation is to guide you into a past life or wherever you need to go to find the root cause to help you heal from any relationship pattern that you've noticed in your current lifetime. Lots of love and light to you.